Another beautiful day had begun, one that wouldn't be wasted. Taking center stage was a regular high school, a place of learning and headaches.
Shoot, I'm not going to make it!
Uraraka 16,084 cried out as she boosted herself over the school wall. The plan was simple, or so the young sister thought. Getting the correct uniform was easy peasy. Simple espionage. Finding out the summer class schedule? Hacking into their servers solved that one. But being early would prove to be more complicated than anticipated.
Yoink! Mine!
14,999, also known as Kashiwagi, had stolen her roommate's alarm clock. She then stored it inside her backpack alongside a bunch of other stuff she had stolen from other sisters before running off.
Don't pay for this Kashiwagi. I'll tell you, and you'll know not to ruin my perfect plans again.
The almost late sister muttered angrily as she landed epically inside the school grounds. She then looked at the hour on her phone screen. What she saw made her scream internally.
Ah! A minute? How am I supposed to get it unnoticed and make it to the classroom in a minute?
Poor Hikari cried and screamed, trying to figure out a way through. Time was ticking. She desperately sprinted, but something caught her gaze.
There! An open window!
She shouted and dived right through. Her style was impeccable, and the technique was marvelous. It was clear that this girl practiced parkour.
Yes, I'm in!
She celebrated, thinking that the room was empty. Yet that couldn't be further from the truth. Nice moves, a student suddenly commented from her side. Show off, another one added. Encore, encore, a third one exclaimed. Within an instant, Hikari was consumed by sheer embarrassment. She hadn't expected there to be witnesses. I appreciate the effort to avoid being late, but I'd rather have you use the door next time. The teacher who had been at her desk had just spoken.
I'm so sorry. It will not happen again.
The now bowing Hikari responded, hoping to be forgiven. It better not. Now take a seat.
Yes, ma'am.
Minutes later, all the students there had handed in their info to the teacher. With it, she would get to know this batch of students who had failed at something in their curriculum. As she finished with the papers, she let them fall on her desk and made her way to the chalkboard. You are all well aware as to why you ended up here. Your lack of discipline, the decline in grades. I've seen it many times throughout the years. High school is not a light matter. Your scores here will determine your future. I am certain that the teachers have given up on you. It is an expected result for those that fail to meet expectations. But do not fret. Miss Yamada is here to help. I won't give up on any of you. Even if it seems hopeless, we'll pull through and learn from it. The teacher had been so enthusiastic that she had even written Miss Yamada, Summer Hero Teacher, with chalk so everyone could read it. Some students cheered. Some remained quiet. Hikari felt impatient. She wanted to learn. She wanted to feel the experience of being an average student at a regular school. This is a test I especially created that will let me know which areas you lack and which ones you are strong in. Please be sure to fill everything up. Do not leave anything blank. The paper soon reached the students, and they began to answer the questions.
You have to be kidding.
16,084 was beginning to lose it.
Please, there has to be something!
She cried out to herself the farther she got. The clone even flipped through the pages quickly in an attempt to find it. Sadly, even as she answered the last question, she never found it, so she slumped in defeat.
Curse you, Testament! You ruined it all!
She cried out to just herself. The invention used to give the sisters knowledge quickly after birth, known as a testament, had done its job. All the Urarakas had been given a vast array of knowledge thanks to it, facilitating their training stage. In most situations, this was a plus for them, but this wasn't one of those. The frustration slowly began to eat Hikari whole. She had known each and every answer, and this frustrated her. She had hoped that she would have been able to learn, to be challenged. Instead, she had filled bubbles and blank spaces with answers ingrained into her mind mere minutes after her birth. Oh, you finished your test, Hikari Uraraka? Let me see. Miss Yamada approached the girl and grabbed the papers that had been left to the side. A wide gasp escaped her as she inspected it. All the questions were answered correctly. Not a single one had been wrong. She placed her hand on her student's shoulder and congratulated her. You're my first student ever to score perfect! Congratulations!
Yeah, thanks.
Hikari replied, feeling even worse about it.
This does pique my interest. How is it that you ended up in summer classes if you're an academic genius?
I'm not sure.
The girl lied. There was no plan for this type of outcome. The teacher took her time gathering her thoughts. She had something in mind, but she would rather be sure first before committing. As so, the summer class hours ended, and the students began exiting the classroom.
Could you stay for a minute, Uraraka? There's something I would like to discuss.
Sure.
Once they were both alone, Miss Yamada locked the door and sat down at her desk again. Hikari stood right in front of her, thinking that she was in trouble or something.
Are you seeking a challenge? Is that why you ended up here?
The young sister's eyes shined as she heard those words.
Yeah, I want to learn lots of things, to be challenged. I want to have a challenging time during my high school classes.
The now excited girl exclaimed with all her might. Miss Yamada stood up upon hearing that. A smirk adorned her face. She had been waiting for this moment.
Very well. Starting tomorrow, you'll be taking afternoon classes with me. I will teach you a side of this world that not many are aware of. As my apprentice, you will struggle, but you'll reach a level that only the best dare to challenge. Do you accept?
With an outstretched hand, the teacher waited for a response. Without hesitation, Hikari shook Miss Yamada's hand. This was what she was after.
I wholeheartedly accept. Please teach me everything you know.